Hello, good morning. My name is Christine. I'm CEO and founder of the Clarity Collab. If you are new here and didn't know who I was, I am here to talk to you today about something that I had to deal with when I started getting coaching. When I said yes to coaching and hired my first coach, I've had a couple of them. Consistently throughout the last probably 5 years. Currently, I have three different coaches that help me with three different parts of my business and my life. And I love it. I probably always will have a coach. But one of the things that was really challenging for me in the beginning of my journey of saying yes to coaching was that I worked a 9 to 5. Now, I actually didn't work 9 to 5. I was in emergency services and my hours were always crazy. Sometimes I'd work 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., sometimes 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. I would typically work days at that point because I was that high up on the I can't think of the word I wanted to use, seniority list. I was the highest in seniority supervisor, and so I got to pick my shift first. So I wasn't doing overnights and things like that. But one of the challenges that I ran into was that my work time that was determined by someone else also overlapped with the time that my coach hosted Zoom calls or online events or things that I wanted and needed to be part of. Not only was I paying for it, but I wanted to be part of it because right, being on the live is awesome. You get coaching, you stay up to date, and you don't feel like you have to catch up with everything. And so somewhere along the way, I talked about this with my coach, and she coached me through how to ask for what I wanted, ask for what I needed, request the time. And we started looking at how coaching was directly relatable to what I was doing at work and how it actually helped me to be a better employee while I was at work. So I have, now that I've opened my own business, and we have women coming into the sisterhood who are in the same space that I used to be in, as far as someone else is dictating your hours, someone else is determining when you have to be at work, like regular business hours. And of course, then we do Meal Monday on Mondays at 9 a.m. And then we do midweek momentum Wednesdays at 3:45 to help us get through that second half of the week. And if you're at a 9 to 5 or anything close to that, then those times are all butting up against each other. And so I put together a little fun thing for you if that is you. And I'm going to share my screen here because I want to show you what I've created. So this creation is specifically for you if you are interested in explaining to your boss what you do and asking for the time to be covered during work hours. So this is a 3-page document, and I'm going to drop it in the Sisterhood portal for you. But it's basically a request for professional development time, and so it's basically saying, "Hey, I participate in these 2 1-hour weekly professional development sessions through this coaching program, and it's the IGNITE facilitated by the Clarity Collab. The sessions directly support my mental clarity, emotional regulation, organization, and overall effectiveness at work." It explains the 2 sessions, and then it says that they are similar to leadership coaching or therapeutic mental wellness support. It also explains that IGNITE Sisterhood is equipping you with tools that you directly use at work, like professional communication, clarity, better focus, emotional stability, and the ability and the tools to make quicker, better, more clear decisions. Obviously, all of those things affect you at work, no matter what you do. no matter where you put your hand and heart to work. It also talks a bit about research showing that employees who receive professional and structured clarity coaching experience different things. Sorry, I'm noticing I can't think of the word. My brain keeps like glitching out. A typo. So research consistently shows employees who receive professional and structured clarity coaching experience, and there's a list of different things that directly relate to your job. So you make an agreement here that your workload is going to get managed and that your participation will not impede on your responsibilities. And it's basically saying like, thank you for considering this request. Now, the next 2 pages are for you. And of course, this initial page, you can make your own, put it in your own words, use whatever you like from this. But this second page is talking points. It's talking points for you about the program. It's about IGNITE Sisterhood. And then the third page is about me, Christine Welch, the coach, and what I bring to the table and who I am. And there are some things in there that you might not even know about me, but this second page is literally about how to talk to your supervisor. This is a number of bullet points and short statements that you can use either in a conversation or you can use in an email. It talks about how these sessions can help you, how they function similar to workplace leadership coaching. How it will affect your emotional regulation, how this directly affects your communication. It also talks about mental health and wellness points in regards to building habits that reduce burnout, increasing resiliency, improving your ability to problem solve under pressure. So the things that we're doing all bring us into this space. It also talks about elevating your ability to collaborate, communicate, increase productivity, and reduce wasted mental energy. So when we are in alignment, we have clarity, we have confidence, and we can move quicker and faster. This second half of the second page here is really just a summary about IGNITE Sisterhood, what it is, what it includes. This is not a social time, but we're actually working and what it helps women do. So a lot of great points in here. And then this third page, like I mentioned, is just about me. So if they ask about me, if you want to share anything about my background, who I am, I have been a teacher, a facilitator, a curriculum creator for adult education for upwards of 20, 25 years, like 3 decades. I've been a training officer. I've literally created programs that they use around the country. I've been an adjunct instructor at our local tech college. I have created programs, like I said, that they use throughout Wisconsin and in other parts of the nation. I am an expert in communication, crisis communication, emotional regulation, debriefing, and many, many other things that I've been trained in and have been able to utilize. So I have the wisdom of the life lived in these areas. I have an extensive resume, if you didn't know that, which includes a number of different life coaching modalities. I have my bachelor's degree in life coaching, crisis and trauma counseling. I am certified as a marriage mentor and work in couples. I also do and have done executive workshops for workplaces. I have done many, many things when it comes to work teams and how teams communicate and how they function, getting through crisis, getting through different challenges, or helping them to have healthy confrontations and things. And then, of course, skills that not only I have, but I teach that directly support you as an employee are going to be things like stress and burnout prevention, leadership communication, weekly planning and organizing, nervous system stabilization, among many other things. So I just added this so that if there was a question about who I am and what my history looks like, I also can be found on LinkedIn, socials. There's information about me on the website at www.theclaritycollab.com. So this is for you to use in whatever way you see fit. I collected the information. I put together what I used, bits and pieces of this, what I used to talk to my boss, probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago, so that I could attend coaching calls while I was at work. And it directly affected the way I showed up at work. It directly affected what I was doing. And so rather than attend a training class through my business, I attended a training class through my coaching. Another thing that you might even consider is that if your business gives you a kickback, or they cover training that you want to go to. So sometimes we had that, like I would find a training in another state. I would submit the training, it would get approved, and I would get reimbursed. You may want to consider putting in for reimbursement what you are paying for your sisterhood membership, because it is professional, because it is leadership training. And I'm happy to provide any other information you would need if you would like to do that. So there's some information for you, ladies. If you have any questions about this, just drop them below in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Do an @Christine so that I get a notification that there's questions. If you need any advice, if you want to practice and talk through this first, I'm happy to do that with you. If you do it and you talk to your boss or submit a letter asking for this time to be covered and for this professional development time to be approved through your business, I would love to hear about that. I would love to hear about that. Please share. And if you're scared to do it, that's okay too. We're all scared to do things that we've never done before. So, ladies, we do uncomfortable things, right? We do it scared because it moves us forward. And I can tell you now, I am so glad that I listened to my coach. I am so glad that I was courageous enough and brave enough to ask my boss and request that my coaching calls would get covered, and they were. I got to go in my office, close my door, and attend my coaching calls just like I would any other training that was on. So I hope that this is helpful for you. If you need anything, you know where to find